Mark here. Friday. After the hard freeze, Wednesday it thawed out fast. I thought the freeze was gonna thaw out Thursday. We run the pump Wednesday night all day Thursday, and Thursday didn't have any promising at the end of the day. I come down here now this morning. It's after 10 now. Rain went in the ground and the roots were dying for water. So the transfer tank down below had sent up some deliveries, and lo and behold, I'm at 55 gallons. Of sap right here. And I gotta get down. Let's go down to the sap shack. If I get one more delivery, I got no place for it to go. Now, we didn't get a sap NAMI like we was expecting, but actually we were all praying for it, but a lot of guys, they weren't. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, she's starting to. She's running. I get down inside the sap shack here. Oh yeah, she's chugging along. Oh yeah, there's going to be a delivery momentarily. I better get up there and get off my laurels. And make some room. I don't know what it's going to do all day today, because theoretically it shouldn't be running at all, because we didn't get a freeze last night, but the rumor is that freeze locked the trees up so hard that it took 2 days, 48 hours, for the tissue and the roots and the meat, the sapwood, to thaw. And we had a low pressure come in here, which caused a situation. Okay, let's see how we stand here. Guaranteed that alright, gotta set you down here for a minute. Okay. Now the head tank inside, the petcock is wide open. Switch off. Alright. I don't know what caused this to fall inside. You never know. I got a bear in this neighborhood. I've seen him eating the filters before. We've always wondered if he'd come in here and get in here and take a drink. Alright, so we're going to have 55 gallons up there. We can hold up to 110 there. The delivery. This line goes down to where I was, down the sap shack. So I'm 7 feet higher by my feet. Add this 40 inches, so I don't know, close to 10 feet is the top of that barrel from where the pump is down below. That pump, they say, has a 30-foot push, but I push it 10 feet. And then I let it send it for about another 100 and it's about 100 feet long. So that's cool. That's cool. That barrel right there represents 1 gallon of syrup. That pan represents what it's got. It's nearly 2 gallons anyway. It's in there. Scavenged up this wood. Managed to cover it the best I could. Stuff is dead enough. If I get it anywhere close to that fire, I can make it burn. This is the hardwood pile. .30s and 40-inch long hardwood. I'm going to get rid of this construction debris. Only the pine. No paint. I was almost tempted to pull the pins out of the trees the other day. A little small network here of lines. Thinned out the poplar and the ash. There's a little bit of oak still kicking around in here. Some of these pine trees, I swear to God, that tree ever came to the ground, it'd make a thundering sound and probably shatter. Back in the day when King George controlled this area of the country in the late 1600s, early 1700s, 1725. These stone walls that you see popping up around New Hampshire, these guys stone boated this stuff up, and everything was clear cut. If you ever were able to see the stone walls from a grid from up on high, there are hundreds, there are approximately 100-acre squares. And there were grants to the Loyalists. So when the Loyalists took up arms, they staked out their 100 square acres, which was really, they didn't call it acres then. It was on rod and chain. So even today, when a piece of property is bought and sold in some of these country areas in Hampshire, yeah, there's a lot of sap in this line. This line should be at my knee. It's at my calf. So she's gonna run. I don't know if I'm gonna get another barrel, but the pump had an indication that it's finding plenty. The lines are sagging like dogs out there. When I say the lines are sagging like dogs, I mean the black line. We call that the main line. That network of tubing out there, the blue lines are the laterals that go to the main line. I got this main line that goes through the field. I've always found it kind of amusing that I use barrels instead of sticks to keep this line from laying on the ground. These are the field bowls out here, these trees here. When they come into bloom and their canopies return, the only sunny spot in the yard is where that black barrel is. I ended up with some horse manure for fertilizer on the tomatoes. It worked great, but now I got hay growing there. Now I need more horse manure to get rid of some of this moss. But I'm on a downhill slope here, and this is where moss wants to grow, so I'm not going to fight that. Anyways, we're due to we gotta get this stuff back in operation. This is a diamond plate oil drum. I use right next to, I gotta buy the mixer. You guys can't hear it, but there's something underneath that canoe. I personally ain't gonna go over there today and find out if it's a skunk. Yoip, 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 yoip. Well, it's nice to see the sun after all that rain. Some days are better than others, but technically every day is Christmas and every night is Thanksgiving. A few years ago we used to get kind of jonesy for, oh, how come the sap is not running? And you know, you catch yourself and you say, why do you ask? We're not in charge. So the maple trees were brought here, are provided by the God, and the trees are capable of doing what they can do, and they give us maple syrup. Now we don't have to do this. We learned that we could, so we do. Now this guy's at 55 gallons is in, so we'll let that calm down. All right, so now we went on a detour walk, watching paint dry, watching the pump, but the pump down here, this is the one that tells you whether you should feel your head or not and pull the plug. Now I came down here not expecting anything in that barrel, and I had the camera with me, and when I saw that the barrel was right to the brim, and I was curious to find out what's happening down here. This thing is running like a son of a gun. Compared to yesterday. Now, there'll be a limit to how much we're gonna entertain this, because it's awful warm right now. Switch a valve. See. For those lines that were out in that field, this is the only line that I got on now. They're all sagging like dogs, so better to get the sap with us before the sun gets in and cooks it in them black foods. You can get the sap in the shack at 40-degree temperature. It won't create bacteria and we'll be all set. close to 2,000 feet long. So, takes a while for this thing